Heidi Crowter. She is an internet sensation after she was filmed speaking up against a new wave screening for Down syndrome at a rally at the Houses of Parliament.
My name is Heidi. I'm 20 years old and I work in a hair salon. As you can tell, I have Down syndrome and my life is important and this is good for as anyone else's.
Didn't quite catch that. That's Heidi telling everybody she works in a hair salon. You can tell because her hair's bright purple. And also that her life is just as important and as beautiful as everybody else's. She's been determined to not let Down syndrome hold her back. And she's in the studio now with Mom Liz. Hello, thanks for coming in. Love your purple hair, by the way.
Thank you.
You are so brave. Right, bear with, because I'm going to do some furniture removal, because I can't see I can see the top of your head, but I can't see your pretty face. And we need to see that.
You're so kind.
Do you know what I am? That ought to be recognised more, frankly, by the people that I work with. That would be lovely. How's it going? Because I spoke to you a little while ago when you'd started work at the hair salon. How's it going?
I'm loving it.
Really?
I've been over 8 months now.
8 months?
Yeah.
So kind of what haircuts have you been doing? Are you allowed to cut people's hair now?
I don't really cut the hair, but I wash the hair, I blow dry the hair, I amuse the children, I take payments, I also put Peppa Pig on for them, and I can't count the times how many times I watched it.
But you are amazingly talented at hair. Clearly, you can just tell you've got the knack. Hey, listen, what's it been like for you being an internet sensation now? By the way,
Amazing.
Really?
I love being famous.
What's the best bit?
The best bit is
Is it people stopping you in the street? Is it being able to raise awareness as well?
being able to raise awareness.
Because, like you said, when we heard that clip at the beginning, just because you've got Downs hasn't held you back at all, has it?
No, it hasn't.
And your life is as important and as beautiful as anybody else's.
Thank you, I agree.
That's a really important message to get across. Should we speak to Mum now? Is it okay to have her?
If you want to.
Well, obviously she's not as important, glamorous or good looking as you, but you know.
Well, I'll have to disagree because she's my wide.
Well, she did.
What? She's my wide.
I'm your
I'll
ride.
have to disagree.
She's your ride.
My wide to my place where I'm going next.
This is it, basically. Your mum's here to give you lifts. That's all she's here. She's for. Well, listen, at least your
My
mum.
mum as well.
Well, she's your mum, yeah.
I'll just pay for my lifts.
No, listen, Liz. The reason why Heidi was on the steps of the Houses of Parliament was because of this new screening. Can you explain what it is?
So it's new screening that will be done much earlier in the pregnancy, and it's much more reliable than the one that's done already. So a lot more people will then go on to have further testing, an amniocentesis or another type of totally diagnostic one, and then we fear that more babies with Down syndrome will be terminated because it'll be much earlier in the pregnancy.
See, this is the thing. On the one hand, everybody wants what I suppose you'd call the traditional, conventional perfect baby.
Yep, that's right.
And this screen. And somebody said, and by the way, I must set my stall out now and play my cards on the table because my uncle has Down syndrome, so I know what life is like and what life can be like, and I also know that people with Downs are as precious and as important and as beautiful as everybody else, if not more so, actually. But somebody said, and this made me feel quite ill the other week, said triumphantly, this could it could eradicate.
That's
Downs.
Right. It could. In lots of countries, lots of countries, there aren't many people with Downs being born because of far more testing that happens here at the moment. And if you think about it as that would, if you thought about it as a terms of a country or a race of people, you'd never say, let's get rid of all X race. And that's what's happening if you're trying to get rid of people with Down syndrome.
And that's what's obviously disturbed you.
That's right, yeah. And I think it's just really important to show that, somebody with Down syndrome's life is just as valuable and as precious and as useful and worthwhile to society as the rest of us.
When you were pregnant, were you screened?
I refused testing with all my children because I knew that I wouldn't do anything. So Heidi was diagnosed at birth by myself, and then the midwives...
By you? So you could tell her as soon as Heidi was born?
I saw straight away, yeah. And the midwives came and said, had you noticed anything? And I said, yes, she's got Downs. And they did the test. They did a test just to confirm it. But we were told in a very sensitive way. They were very thoughtful and good, but that isn't the case. A lot of people are given worst case scenarios. As soon as they've got the baby in their arms, they're told, they'll never walk, they'll never talk, there'll be a burden on you for life and things like that, which you don't know. You wouldn't say to somebody who's just had a typical baby, they might become a criminal or they might get cancer. It's a 1 in 3 chance they'll get cancer. You wouldn't do that to a normal baby.
No, you
so
wouldn't.
You're giving these new parents a completely bleak picture, which it isn't. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park, but Heidi's certainly not the hardest of my 4 children to bring up. She's the second easiest. So I hope the other 2 aren't listening.
Second easiest?
Well, her younger sister is the easiest.
Oh, really?
Who's the hardest?
Well, that's... who is the hardest? We need to know.
Oh, wow.
You can't drop that bombshell, Mum.
Well, the mad socialist in the family, the eldest one, probably.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, you're second easiest. Why aren't you the easiest, do you reckon, Heidi?
Oh, because sometimes I play up.
Do you? I find that very hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. What kind of things do you do to play up?
Well, I went to bed at 11 o'clock last night.
You went to bed at 11 o'clock? And what time did you have to get up this morning?
7:15.
No,
Oops,
come on.
indeed.
You can't. Yes, you can't say sorry now. You need to do what you're told of a night time.
Well, she lives independently now, you see, so she can.
Yeah.
So what? So you're living on your own. What's that like?
It's really nice. I'm really enjoying it. When I first moved in, I was really nervous.
Yeah.
But then I was really encouraged by one of my friends who did a homework club. He told me that in the talk that God never lets us go, and that really encouraged me.
Because it isn't the life that you think. My Uncle Mert, don't tell anyone, right? He's going to be 60 in October, I know.
When's his birthday?
When's his birthday? October the 24th.
Oh, that's the same name as Hannah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there
And
you
Drake.
go. Oh, there you go. Maybe you should come to Martin's party. It'll be a riot.
It's also the same day as Drake.
Really? Who's Jake?
Drake.
Oh, Drake.
Yeah.
Who's he?
Who's Drake?
He's a singer.
Oh, well.
Don't look it up. I know.
It's the birthday memory bank it's gone into
Yes,
now.
I do.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever. If I need to send Drake a card, although he didn't send me one, so I don't think I'll bother sending him one. But Martin to say he lives on independently, and he has a great life, living a life of an international man of mystery. And you're only 18, so I didn't live on my own at 18.
I'm 20.
Oh, you're 20. I beg your pardon. I thought you were 18. Even so, though, I didn't live on my own at 20, so it's quite a big deal. And there's a lot of responsibility, like going to bed on time, isn't there?
Hi, Mum.
Doing your washing up.
Doing your washing. Oh yeah, doing your washing up.
Watching films, staying sober.
Yeah, all of that nonsense that you have to do.
And she's had friends round for meals every Saturday and loving it.
And film nights. I got a phone call right tonight.
Wowza.
We're gonna watch Mamma Mia. Here I go again.
Oh dear. She's very excited. You had your overexcited hand then come over from your mum, and obviously
My mum?
or have you dropped bits and pieces? So you went to the Houses of Parliament then. Have you picked everything up?
Yes, I have. And
Come
yes, I
back
did
now.
go to
So you went to the House of Parliament to talk about this screening.
Yes.
How does it make you feel to think that people would potentially screen for Down's babies, and the idea of Down syndrome being eradicated, being a thing that people want to eradicate?
It makes me feel sad because it's life, and life is valuable, and life is so precious. And it doesn't matter if you have a mad disability, you can still go and achieve. And I have so many friends who have Down syndrome, and they've got good lives as well.
And well, look at you living the happiest, fullest, and most precious life possible. I was reading something actually this morning. You know Sally Phillips, the actress.
Yeah.
And she was talking about it, and she said about how insensitive people in hospitals are. And I don't understand why Downs is different, because it does seem to be, doesn't it?
It seems to be that the one that people just sort of often paint a negative picture of, especially when babies are diagnosed antenatally or postnatally. Some women say straight away, I don't want an abortion, please don't mention abortion again. But often the midwives and the doctors will carry on asking them each time, don't you want a scan? You know, we could abort, and obviously because abortion is up to birth for babies with serious handicap, they carry on asking them until really late.
It is a difficult decision for anyone to have to make,
Indeed,
though, and we're not saying it's a wrong decision or a right decision. It's just that there are fears that this, it could be, it's the way people are treated, and that kind of notion that you want to wipe out Down syndrome.
Yeah, and the fact that the testing is often rushed through as well, and people aren't given the opportunity to think about it and to check it out, to get independent information, maybe meet a family of a child with Downs. That opportunity doesn't usually happen at the moment because the hospitals want to rush the testing through. So I think that's the message I'd get across. Please find out about it, check it out for yourself, see what Down syndrome means today, because even in the 20 years Heidi's been alive, more has gone on so that more children are able to do things today even than when she was.
It's the rushed decision rather than the actual decision, because it is a difficult decision.
That's right,
and it has to be the individuals.
Yeah.
Of course it does. And it would not be for me to say whether that decision is right or wrong. But it's just having more time to sit and consider it. And in the meantime, you get to sit back and enjoy being a local legend. How often do you watch the clip of you on the television? Are you watching it daily?
I don't watch it daily.
Once a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just sometimes.
My mum does.
Probably a little bit more than that. Listen, thank you so much for coming in. It has been a real pleasure to speak to you, Heidi, and Mum Liz. Thank you very much. Second easiest to cope with. I wonder where I'd be on the list of my three siblings, the three of us in total. You think what? You're going to be in trouble?
Yep.
Oh, I think you probably are. Never ever come on the radio talking about your kids like that. You're in so much trouble.
Sorry, Dan.
Oh no! See, you've said his name. Now he knows he's the troublesome one. Poor Dan.